Today we're going to find out what happens when Karens treat the courtroom as if it's a fast food restaurant. This Kevin is the perfect example of what not to do in court.
And the court with a copy
So that had to be said. So it's the defendant.
That's not how it was said.
That was how I said. You want to run the record back?
Mr. Brooks.
So I'm the only one. I got one.
Mr.
I got
Brooks.
one ear that work, and I heard that.
This
Come on,
is
man.
to benefit
man.
you so
No,
that
it's
you
not.
understand
Ain't none of
your
this to benefit
witness
me, so let's be
has
clear
a
about
prior
that.
record.
Your Honor, when I leave the table, I'm away from the courtroom, and I have to elevate my voice. This is the
So she had to
alleged
elevate her
record
voice
of Abel
just for
Lescott.
that.
Stop talking.
Come on, man. Like, I don't know who y'all be thinking y'all fooling. I accept the value in return for value this document.
One more interruption and you're going to be removed to the next courtroom.
That's what you want to do anyway.
This second-year law student learned the hard way that you don't mess around with this judge. She publicly admonishes him, scolding his disrespectful behavior in the courtroom. Let's take a look.
Put on notice that there was going to be...
Even you don't testify to that.
An
The best you have testified to about notice is, I do believe there was talks about application.
Exactly.
But I'm reading your words, right?
Exactly.
But I don't recall telling her specifically how the process
Exactly.
works.
She was on
that
notice,
is not
there's an
putting her on
application.
notice, Mr. Paulino. She's going to have to fill out a 10-page thing that asks her
That's not?
to list.
She can't go down to the condo
no,
place
Mr.
and get an
Paulino,
application?
It's not.
This is standard practice, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Paulino, you're dead wrong.
That's your opinion.
No, that's my ruling, pal. And let me tell you something, Mr. University of Miami Law School. I taught at UM for many, many years, and you right now are embarrassing us. You do not show that kind of disrespect, okay? If you don't like what the judge is doing, then you take it to the next forum. But you do not sit here and say that's your opinion like a baby when a judge rules against. Don't even utter another word. You got a lot to learn about what it means to be a litigator and a lawyer.
I don't want to be either.
Good, because you don't have it in you. But you got a lot to learn about what it means to be a member of the Florida Bar. And if you think that this kind of petulance and babiness on your part to turn around and tell a judge who you disagree with, well, that's your opinion, is going to get you anywhere, you are sorely mistaken. If there's nothing you should have learned in the last 2 years as a law student, there's something you should have learned as a human growing up, that you do not show that kind of disrespect. You don't like it, take it to the hallway. But you do not look a judge in the face, because I don't care what you think about me. You got to respect this process. And if there's anybody who I expect to respect this process, it's a second-year law student at the University of Miami. Verdict for the plaintiff, $450 and court costs.
Karen celebrates not finding her baby's dad like she just won bingo night, forgetting it's not a game when the prize is a fatherless child. Karen lawyer is probably the lousiest one you've ever seen.
Hear me out on one thing.
What is it? Make it quick.
I promise you I'll make it quick. Let's say that you have a battery-operated vibrator.
You know what? We're done right there. We're done. Is there anything further
You're
from
about
you,
to
sir?
climax.
Okay. Well,
The
ma'am-
batteries go out.
Okay, thanks.
That's him.
Okay, great.
In a courtroom where Karen is the judge, the gavel's just a prop for dramatic care flips and eye rolls.
Your Honor, Mr. Binger is either forgetting the court's rulings or attempting to provoke a mistrial in this matter. He knows he can't go into this, and he's asking the questions. I asked the court to strongly admonish him, and the next time it happens, I'll be asking for a mistrial with prejudice. He's an
Mr. Binger?
First of all, Your Honor, this was the subject of a motion. I'm well aware of that. And the court left the door open.
For me, not for you.
My understanding of
You should have come and asked for reconsideration. You did on the one motion, and in fact, I granted your motion for reconsideration.
That was not our motion.
Excuse me. I did. I granted.
We did not move
that
to
was
reconsider.
their motion.
We have not filed
forgive
any
me.
motions to reconsider
Forgive
in
me.
this case.
That was their motion for reconsideration, which I denied. But I said I denied it, or I indicated a bias towards denial is what I did. Held it open with a bias towards denial. Why would you think that that made it okay for you, without any advance notice, to bring this matter before the jury? I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years. I have no idea why you would do something like that. And it gives Well, I'll leave it at that. So I don't know what you're up to.
May I respond?
Yes.
We filed an other acts motion on this exact issue because, in my mind, and I argued this, it is identical to what was going on the night of August 25th, in the sense that the defendant was using this exact same weapon. He was using it in a manner to try and protect property.
No, he wasn't.
Your Honor, with all due respect,
I'm not going to rehash the motion. That's absolutely untrue. No. Your argument's of record. My comments are of record, and why I ruled as I did is of record. There's nothing that I heard in this trial to suggest anything's changed, even if you're correct in your assumption that you know more than I did at the time. You should have come to the court and say, I want to go into this. Why you would think that you could go into it without any advance notice to the court, I don't understand that. And as the defense is pointing out, you're an experienced trial lawyer, and this should not have been gone into.
This Kevin believes he knows the law better than the judge and accuses him of not following the Constitution.
The issue here was the enactment clause. All that was a diversion. I'm talking about the enactment clause under our Constitution.
Okay.
Michigan Constitution, 1963, Article 4, subsection 23. What it states, it's mandatory. You know this.
Mr. Rory?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting high strong again, but I love the Constitution.
Take it down. But no, I didn't know. I mean, I know I schooled you on it, but I didn't know you would let go and listen to me. So, all right, I just want to make sure.
Okay.
The statute would say we the people of the state of Michigan enact, and then would go into the statute. The complaint is then going to basically apprise you that you have violated the statute that the state of Michigan, or the people of the state of Michigan have enacted. So you got that just a touch bit wrong.
Okay, correct.
All right.
But it should say enactment clause, because this lets me know the authority.
It doesn't have to. But go ahead.
It doesn't have to, but
It doesn't have to.
Your Honor, I'm not even in no position to say anything. You know the law, but
I do.
I'm just saying from what I'm reading in the Constitution and what it says and what Supreme Court justices have stated on the matter.
All right.
Okay? That's all I'm saying. I don't know nothing but what I read and what I interpret. I think I'm pretty intelligent enough to interpret the English diction.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Yes. So what you're telling me is that regardless to what, you're going to bend the Constitution to your understanding and how you want to rule it on this, and that you still obtain subject matter jurisdiction. Is that what you're telling me, Mr. Moore? Yes, sir.
You never bent the Constitution in any direction.
What happens when a Karen tries to quote the book back to a legally trained representative? Well, you get this moment.
The poll book is completely off. Completely off.
Off by 30,000?
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000. That poll book, why don't you look at the registered voters on there? How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
So my question then is, if the
Guess how many? Wait. What about the turnout rate? 120%.
Let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, please.
So the poll book number. There's two things that could happen here. Either the poll book number, if ballots were counted multiple times, there's two options. Option number one is that the poll book numbers are not going to match.
They don't.
The actual. Not by thousands and thousands of votes. That's not what we see right now.
Take a look again. Take a look again.
Option number two is that they essentially were filling in names of people who didn't vote.
Dead people too?
So is that?
Let's
I guess,
let
is that
Representative Johnson ask his question, and then when he's done.
I thought that was his answer. Okay.
Well, I guess that's my question here is why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what I
saying
saw.
That they're filling in?
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Did you?
Okay,
I'm just trying to ask you a legitimate question here.
Yeah, let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, and then don't interrupt him, and then if you want to respond to it, that's fine. And did you have more, Representative?
Yeah, I guess I just want to keep following back up with the poll book. So are we saying that the poll book is either wildly off, or that they are filling in names?
It's wildly off, and dead people voted, and illegals voted.
Okay.
So that's my.
Watch as this Kevin lawyer walks out of the courtroom because things weren't going his way.
But I would object to going forward anyway right now without the elected county prosecutor who's on this case.
But she chose not to be here.
That's not accurate, Judge.
Okay, okay, your objection's noted.
We had a phone status conference 2 weeks ago in which Ms. Schiff will
Your objection is noted. Okay?
I'm not going to participate in this proceeding without the elected county prosecutor. I think this is a sham that you're going forward. When the court was
You're going to sit here. You're going to sit here.
You were told about her unavailability and specifically told her on the phone not to cancel that appointment, that it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to be here for the decision, that's your business.
Well, Your Honor, I think this is outrageous. You're going forward without the prosecutor.
I have prepared my remarks and my decision here today. And I am, I guess, I am glad I had the opportunity to spend the night to do some deliberation on this matter and think about it.
This judge committed an arson crime himself with a major burn to the attorney.
The 18th of July is going to be the day. You see it in Cher's text. She knows he's coming in town. The baby shower. The 18th is going to be the day I'm supposed to be there, but I'm not. I'm in Batesville, and I'm calling Billy. Every time. And they do it without me. And I know it because they show up at my house. Metal detector. Cut the barbed wire fence. Look for the gun. Go to the lake with Billy and throw the gun away. Shotgun shells, wire clippers, everything. It's all the same, and it's been the same literally for 10 years, through 20 interviews.
Objection, Your Honor. This characterization is a proper argument to your argument. You may proceed, Mr. Perry. I'm sorry, Mr. Perry, did you say something?
I didn't say a word.
I told you about that attitude. You would not, under your breath, be disrespectful to this court, sir. You argue things, he has a right to answer when I overrule your argument. Have you sat down and said, of course it is? It is a proper, Mr. Perry, it's a proper argument to your argument. You may proceed, Ms. Asherman.
Yes, sir.
This Karen tackles her own lawyer to the ground in the middle of the session because things weren't going her way.
Stop it. Rachel, call.
Making your current boyfriend pay for your lavish lifestyle with your ex-boyfriend is a level of spinelessness only a Karen can show. But lucky for us, this judge didn't get intimidated by the hideous Bob and served her right.
24-year-old Thomas Matthews is suing his ex-fiancée, 29-year-old Janice Hadsall, for the return of the engagement ring. Janice claims she sold the ring to pay bills.
Mr. Matthews, according to your complaint, you and the defendant became engaged.
Yes,
You bought her a ring. You were supposed to move into a new townhouse.
Yes.
So far, that's correct. Is that right?
No, Thomas and I had never gotten engaged.
According to your complaint, you bought her an engagement ring.
Yes.
And you wanted to move into a townhouse. In order to do that, you had to break your lease. And you paid the bills to do that, to break the lease.
Yes.
So that you could move into this new townhouse together.
Yes.
After you paid those bills, you found out that Miss Hadsall was sort of friendly with her ex-husband again. Are you now living in the townhouse, sir?
Yes.
And is living in the townhouse with the ex-husband, which was facilitated through your paying the bills to get her out of her old lease.
Correct.
That's
so
not
you
true.
want two things. You want the engagement ring back, and you want the bills that you paid.
Yes.
Let's talk about the ring first.
Okay.
You have it?
No, I don't.
Where is it?
Well, when Thomas and I was supposed to move in the townhome, he agreed to help me with the bills and the utilities and stuff like that. When he and I had split up or broken up, that I had to sell not only that ring, but some other items that I had for
I don't believe
my
you.
bills.
I think you're a liar. I think you just didn't bring it because you didn't want to give it to me. That's what I think. How much was the ring?
$2,069.56.
Describe it to me.
It was white gold. I believe it was a carat and a half.
You have the bill for it?
Yes.
Well, that's what Kay Jewelers calls it, an engagement ring. And Kay Jewelers doesn't lie.
The judge went easy on her, and calling her not nice person is an understatement.
We had talked about, before we move into the townhome, possibly getting back together. The day after he told me to meet him at the apartment, that he had a gift for me. When he showed up at my place, he gave me the ring. And I told him, you do understand that we just got back together, that we're not getting engaged? He said, that's fine. He had asked me, when do you think would be a good time to get engaged? And I told him, not even for a year now.
You're
And
not
he
a
said that
nice
was
person.
fine.
You're not a nice person. Because whether you said it or not, bottom line is, you're old enough to know what an engagement ring looks like. And if you accept it, and if later you go back to your ex-husband, you be a nice person, and you give him back his ring so he doesn't feel like a fool. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Take a look at this crazy courtroom moment where Karen creates a huge scene and receives the best roast from the judge.
Somebody please send help! I'm just so intense! Help! He's the devil! He's beating me! Order!
Somebody get this ham sandwich.
Karen here truly did not think that when she decided to flip off the judge, there would be consequences. Wouldn't you want to make a good impression on the person deciding the fate of the rest of your life?
Good morning, Ms. Soto. You're being charged with possession of Xanax and BARS. I don't know what that is. What is
Bars.
that?
Xanax bars, that's how they're referred to.
Xanax bars. All right.
She has no priors. She's being charged per pill, which is improper. It should just be 1 count.
Ms. Soto, you working?
Yes,
How much money are you making a week approximately?
approximately about $200 a week.
Okay, and do you own any property of value? A house, a car, a bank account, significant amounts of jewelry?
Yes,
What do you own?
I own a lot of jewelry, all right, as
Okay.
well as
Go
a
ahead.
car.
Well, how much would you say your jewelry is worth? Well, it's not a joke, you know. We are not in a club now.
Okay, but if you know,
Hey, well,
kind
you
of,
see,
you know,
we are
but
not in a club. Be serious about it.
I'm serious about
Oh,
it.
you're
You
being
just
very.
made me
I can
laugh.
see you're serious, all right.
You just made me laugh. I apologize.
It's all right. How much is your jewelry worth?
It's worth a lot of money.
Like what?
Like Rick Ross.
Huh?
It's worth
Ma'am?
money.
Have you had any kind of drugs in the last 24 hours?
Actually, no.
Actually, no. This is standard bond.
Okay, 5,000 on count 1, and then the rest should be ROR.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Come back, ma'am. Come back. Come back. Give me the paper again. Count 1 will be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again. Bring him back again. I believe I heard you saying to.
Yes, I did. I'm not going to do
I believe you. Did you say?
Actually, I
Did you say that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, you did say that? I find you in direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the.
What happens when you put a Kevin in front of a judge? Well, in this clip, you're about to get a pretty good idea.
Drew, so you'll have to hire an attorney?
I don't need an attorney.
You're a lawyer?
Nope.
Want to talk to me about me at bond with me? What do you want to tell me?
About what?
Bond.
I don't really give a to be honest with you.
Cost you 30 days in the county jail for contempt. Cuff him if you got the cuffs. Hold on, it's $5,000 cash surety bond, subject to the temporary protection order. He just swore at the judge. Can I give you a piece of advice?
What?
You can either make life easy or you can make life hard.
I already ruined my life.
That's 60. You want to go for 90? That's 90 more. That's 180. That's 306.
Now I gotta come here and my life up. You.
No, and stop.
How many days you want to give me now? Are you Sir County?
No.
Yeah, I'm at about a year right now in contempt, so.
Karen seems to believe that courtroom dramas mirror real life, where the specifics of the case at hand seem irrelevant to her. As long as she's present, she asserts her opinions regardless of the context, seemingly convinced that her perspective is sound.
The sanction that I'm going to impose is 3 weeks in the Arapahoe County Jail. Take her away, Sheriff. Thank you.
Karens can never follow rules. They've always got to get their way no matter the event. And apparently being on trial is no reason to change their actions. Take a look.
Why don't you go stuff first?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I said go stuff.
Okay, well, I'm a little busy right now, so I'm not able to do that. Ma'am, I'm just trying to help you.
Ma'am, he's trying to help you, and please don't use profanity or try and disrupt my courtroom, because I don't want to be forced to hold you in contempt of court. But do not have any contact with her, and you must stay away from her home and place of business. As to the other case...
Who is this Cynthia Cuba? Tell me!
I think you allegedly tried to hit with the pliers. The other case, F-15-1426, the bond on count one is $5,000.
Leave count 2 and 3.
It's $5,000, and count 3 is $1,000. Have a nice day, ma'am.
This clip is a warning that a Kevin can be on either side of the podium and how not to act if you do encounter one.
I was paying it. I just missed a court date. I got caught up Thanksgiving and absolutely forgot.
What am I supposed to do? What does the victim of your case, the ones are mine. I have to answer to them. They say, Judge, he doesn't pay. What are you doing about it, Judge? What are you doing?
It may have just been a Zoom meeting, but things were getting heated behind the camera.
Now she's lying, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Spiceman, to stop don't call me a liar, Mr. Spiceman. Don't call me a liar.
When Karens take jumping to conclusions too literally, even the judge isn't safe.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Are you all right?
Yeah, I just smashed my head into the wall, but...
Okay.
Was she out? Was she out? Huh? Was she out or was she... No, she was okay. It just hit the head, but she hit her head on the wall.
Can you help him? Grab this fucking guy and get him over there. I'm not worried about his fucking shoes. No. Oh, to bring him that way. Yeah, to bring him. She hit her head, bro. Yeah. She hit her head. She hit her head. Hard. Motherfucker. Let's bring him around.